Welcome to the Untitled Open Mic at Dragonfly Cafe. Make some noise! Hi, I'm one of your co-hosts, he, him.
I'm one of your other co-hosts, Nikolai, she, her, they, them.
Be anywhere on a lovely Wednesday evening, but you are here tonight hanging out with us. We have a special evening for y'all. We have some poetry. Make some noise if you've been to the Untitled Open Mic. So what we like to do, we do this every first and third Wednesday of the month, and this is the first Wednesday of the month. This open mic has been going on for 18 years. Yeah, someone said wow. Who said wow? That's a long time.
Can we all practice saying wow?
Oh my goodness, I feel like I just learned a new trick. Anyway,
You're welcome.
Thank you.
See, they listen to me.
That's why you up here. That's why you up here. But so the open mic is a way for us to gather with the lovely folks in the community to share stories, share art, do poetry, song, uplift the narratives and the stories that we care about.
Share creative insults.
Yes.
That happened one time 5 years ago, and I've never forgotten.
So yeah, it's a way for you to just share and be creative and be expressive and be your authentic self, right? It's a good place to try stuff out. It's an open mic, and that's what it's for. So what is a little bit different for each open mic is we do have a special main event. So what we do on the third Wednesday, in addition to the open mic, is we have a poetry slam. Make some noise if you've been to a poetry slam. All right. If you're unfamiliar, it is a poetry competition. It's like sports with poems, all right? And we have folks competing with their original works. There's prize money, there's judges, there's sometimes blood, definitely sweat, and
every so often there's tears.
Yeah, just a lot of fluids.
Well, sometimes you get all three.
Yeah. So it's really important
at the same time.
It's really important to hydrate yourself and take care of yourself. And there's many ways to do that here at this venue. So we got the lovely folks at Dragonfly Cafe. Let's make some noise for our lovely, incredible team over there. Yes. All right. If you haven't, try their delicious food and drink. Very healthy options. They pride themselves of offering a special menu for the folks here in the community. Which is also to say, to make the space safe for our guests is no eating and interacting with outside food in the space as well. You can do that outside of the cafe, but while in the cafe, they're trying to upkeep the safety and the health of all their guests. So they're select friendly, right? Is that? Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
Cool. But what we got today for our main event. Mm-hmm. We have our feature. Who's the feature?
Oh, I think you know.
It is the Lowell High School Poetry Club. Make some noise for LHS! Wow. All right. You might be an alum. You might be a current student. You might be faculty there. You just might be I don't know. Just support. These are young people representing the city. They recently ventured off to Boston, Massachusetts for a teen spoken word festival and rocked it. It was an incredible time with many other poets and teens from all across the Northeast. And I don't know. I think the homies brought home a trophy? ? Is there a trophy? Where is it? It's in Shelby's classroom.
Yeah.
Next time. All right.
In the trophy case, I'm sure.
All right. We need a trophy case.
At some point.
We're just saying we got some really dope poets who are going to be your feature tonight. So we have our open mic that's going to be split into two halves. A quick first half, and then we're going to bring up our feature. They're going to rock it out, do a show for y'all, and then we're going to finish up with the second half with the open mic. All right. But Nikolai and I are going to do some housekeeping before we get started.
Let's clean the house.
We're going to clean the house. All right. Let's start. We were talking about fluids earlier. So
Yeah.
Bathrooms. I guess. All right. Anyway, sorry. I don't know. There's bathrooms outside, so in the hallway over there.
We are all thinking what I'm thinking, that for a poet we'd expect a bit more eloquence, but that's okay. It's okay. You're doing great, bud.
It's long. It's a long day.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Sweetie.
This is our home, all right, for the evening. So we want to be able to make it a loving, supportive, and caring space. If you rock with that, can I get a yeah, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. All right. So in our home, let's welcome those good energies and those good vibes.
You never actually ended up talking about the bathrooms.
Oh.
So for the bathrooms, there are, now correct me if I'm wrong, the bathrooms on this level, there are keys located at the front. If they're not being used, the cup looks, oh, there's one key. Take your pick. And to my knowledge, there are not locked restrooms on the floor below us. Do I know where they are? No, but have
They're
a
downstairs.
fun adventure.
They are
They
downstairs.
are down the stairs somewhere. Yes.
Yes. So take care of yourself. Wellness. Got to take care of the thing. Got to take care of the things.
And each other.
And each other. So when you come into space, be mindful. Don't bring those bad vibes, those problematic energies. I mean, doesn't mean you have to be nice.
Don't be nice.
Be necessary. Exactly.
You guys are so good at that.
So good. We like to say you can come up here, be real, be authentic, express yourself. You can fuck shit up, but
no fucked up shit.
Amazing. Y'all know the drill. So, of course, we don't know what's going to touch the mic every time, but folks, respond appropriately. No, that's just where it's at. We can show love. There's ways that we can show love, that we're listening, and let's practice some of that right now. So maybe a poet just come up here and spit a fire line. You want to practice snapping? Can we practice snapping real quick? Great. You don't know how to snap at school. I'm just doing it. It looks good. Aesthetics. Maybe the homie just performed their heart out. You want to clap for them? Can we practice clapping? And maybe they just said something to make your heart sing. You want to respond with a with a yes.
Yeah.
With a
Careful now.
Respond appropriately. All right. Give energy back. This is all about the open mic. Give energy back. We're about having fun. All right. We also have some call and responses.
Yes, we do.
If you're sharing something for the first time, we have something called new shit.
New shit.
If it's new. If you're sharing something that might be a little bit, dusty, you want to bring it out, you have something called old shit.
Old shit.
And then you have all the shit in between.
In between shit.
If it is your first time on this open mic, definitely let us know. We love to celebrate you and welcome you. But if it is your second time on an open mic,
you are legally obligated to let us know. There's no lawyers, and there might be, I don't know. You are somewhat legally obligated to let us know if it is your second time on the open mic. If it is your third, I mean, we're glad you're here, but there's no big, so sorry.
Beautiful. I don't know. But we have a cute open mic. If you're interested in signing up, we do have a wait list. So you can definitely find us here in the front. But I want to do a big shout out to our homie Andrew, currently at the end of our the live edge table, who's holding it down. Sign up list. We have a little community library if you're interested in reading some and checking out some poetry. And you can buy some merch. We have some Lowell Poetry Wheel t-shirts. Fire. Big shout out to the LPW merchandise. All right.
That isn't just books. The books are great.
Are starting at $20 sliding scale, so we'll take 100. We take 200 if you really want. All those contributions allows us to do programming like this. It's so important to be able to continue to create space and pay artists when we can to have them come through. So any of that support, super wonderful. All right. I want to look over. Do we cover everything?
Not quite. There are two more things I would like to add. So This is a safe space where we can, share our work, and some of the things we share are a bit heavier because that's just life. We go through a plethora of different things. That's a good word, plethora. Bet you didn't know I knew that one. Um, However, we do kindly ask that if you know that you're going to be sharing a piece that does have some more difficult themes or topics, just give a quick trigger warning for the room, for the audience members. If someone is sharing something that makes you feel not the most comfy, by all means, move in and out of the space as you need to. Please take care of yourself. Additionally, it has come to my attention that when folks are up here and they're, whether it's me and Ricky or performers, chit chatting is perfectly fine. I'm not saying not to talk, but just out of respect for the performers, especially our features, if you are gonna chit chat, just try to keep it on the DL, because not everyone has, whether you're close, far, not everyone has the same hearing abilities and such. So just out of respect for the performers and the folks around you, chit chatting is fine. I'm a yapper. That's why I'm here. But just be respectful. Keep the place cozy, comfy, cool, and yeah.
Thank you, Nikolai. That's so important. Yes, active listening. Honestly, it's hard to be on the stage. It's hard to be on the stage. So if we can show our love to the guests and the performers, that's so important. A couple more things before we get started, because I know y'all are actually tired of us yapping, is that we have our lovely homie Tim in the building. Where's Tim at? Hey!
Cameraman!
Homie is taking some cute ass photos for y'all. So if you're trying to update the profile picture,
or your LinkedIn.
Your link, yes. That can definitely happen. So just be mindful of that. We also are streaming this open mic as well. But if you don't want to be photographed,
let us know.
Let us know.
Ricky.
Yes.
Where can the lovely folks here find the pictures that are being taken?
Amazing. Lowell Poetry Wheel on Instagram. And at some point, lowpoetry.com. Awesome. Cool. I think we're ready to let y'all know who's on deck. Yes. Kess. We love you, Kess. We miss you, Kess. We're on deck. We gotta start off hot and fiery. All right. But before we get to the fire, we gotta break some ice. Y'all agree? I think we're ready for our first poet. Make some noise for our lovely co-host, Nikolai.
All right. Hello. It is great to be back. I wasn't able to come out last time because ill. I initially was going to do some new shit. But considering the feature that we have tonight, I wanted to share a piece that I wrote when I was in high school that is still one of my all-time favorites. Some of the regular homies might recognize this one. But just to kind of illustrate that, just because of wherever you are in your life, it doesn't matter how old you are, how experienced you are, you're still more than capable of creating things that are impactful. So sentimental shit. Genuinely, yeah, genuine shit. All right. Internal, external, eternal. There's a child lying on the floor. What for? To explore. She's alone in her thoughts. She creates her own demons. People ask why, but she doesn't give reasons. You're your own worst enemy. I can't be. Lies, pitiful disguise. I was fine! Until you came and terrorized my European dream. I just want to scream louder and louder. I think I found her. You there on the floor. You can't just ignore all that your lonely life has in store. So soar, spread your wings, open your eyes. But oh, listen closely as she cries. Her wings are broken, yet so outspoken is our forlorn princess, with no one as a witness but her own self projected. What's to be expected? A secret? A promise? You fool! You novice! You think you could convince your own self to leave things on a mental shelf? You long to express this fucked up mess, this terrifyingly euphoric song of hopes and dreams and wishes now gone. So, little princess, close your eyes. Make sure you scream before you die. Lying stone cold on the floor, our princess fair is nevermore. Thank you. You guys are stuck with me. Guess who's opening up the first part of the open mic? It's me. Alrighty. On deck. On deck, we have Peter. Peter, you are on deck. Up next, however, this homie. Okay, now bear with me. You know when like you're looking up at the sky at night and you see all the little twinkly stars and you start thinking like, wow, the universe is so beautiful. And like, you know what? Everything matters. Yeah. That's the equivalent of getting a hug from this next homie. Yeah. I love you. Oh. Give it up for the homie Cass. Clap to the homie Cass to the microphone. Everything matters again.
Hello. That was so cute. Oh my god. Aw. Okay. I have some new shit. All right. Let's see. There's this shipwreck, a short walk from the ferry. Its peeled back undercarriage gives in to the rocky shore like an unwanted embrace. The rusty skeleton warped open and wrapped around itself. Where there was once a crew and cargo, I see a broken jaw askew. The weeping metal has washed the shore in orange dust and glass. Billions of pin-sized snails live in its shadow, drying at low tide. I don't know how to hold anything, but I've looked down at my own wreckage and mistaken scattering the broken glass of my body over the shore as creation. I too have misidentified the shadow of debris as safety. The wreck is a sighing beast. Our breath caught and escaped at the same time. How can you forget how to breathe when there is salt in the air? From here, I see a pair of jackdaws balanced on the bow, and a fern like Newgrange rises from the caved-in cabin roof. And even though the sea is crashing, it's quiet, and the sun is out, and like, it's nothing. Thank you.
Give it up for the homie Kez. All right. Now, before we move swiftly along, okay, you guys, it's early, but give me a bad host. Thank you. And I forgot something. Okay, so the microphones, like, they both work perfectly fine, but like the way I sound right now, instead of like, you guys hear it, right? Okay, yeah. So just, I don't know, be aware of that. Okay, you're not breaking the microphones. They're just anyway. This one's low-key kind of better, but, whatever. Anyway. On deck, we have Ez. Ez, you are on deck, homie. Now, this next performer, this next poet, the effervescent experience that you are about to have can only be described as an effervescent experience. You might know what effervescent means, and if you don't, I don't know, Google it. Or just wait until this next homie gets on the microphone. Please welcome Peter to the stage. Clap till the homie gets over here. Mr.
Confession. I need to Google that now. Next poem. Hi guys. New shit. New shit. Unedited too. So unedited shit too. So let's go. I woke up to the world morning. Silhouettes of chills in the wreck of economic apocalypse. It's only me as I navigate dreary rain, wiping it from my face, but it all feels the same, like rinse and repeat. Trying to find the beauty in this heavy, dark, bleak, but let out a heavy sigh instead. What kind of poet am I? No imagery of inspiration, my senses are sedated before I step on the concrete factory floor. Today's a day where I say conversations are pointless. Anything anybody says, I could care less. A day where my poems feel less and less like poetry to me. That the last ones I'm proud of were about our late doctor poet and my girlfriend. So again, what kind of poet am I? From writing a new poem every 2 weeks for open mics to feeling used and empty when there's wars in every which direction and every word needs to be spoken. My voice is an instrument, drowned out by the cacophony of chaos. My body is also an instrument, doing warrior dances in the ear-splitting silence. Both were meant to lift up spirits, not break them with bad vibrations. It's been a long time since I had a one-on-one, a heart-to-heart, and wrote a poem about myself. Unapologetically selfish, because today's a day where the world is frozen and hope is nowhere to be found for me. But I have to fight and keep the fire alive to find it. Thank you.
Do we all know what effervescent means now? I mean, come on, that was some. Give it up for Peter. Alrighty. On deck, we have. Please hold. Hold on. Thank you for holding. You guys are really, your grip strength is phenomenal. Oh, I gotta shut up. Okay. Okay, well, someone enjoy. Anyway, this is why they don't pay me. Yeah, you don't pay anyone. Like, if you could pay, they'd be like, oh, I'm pulling the totem pole. Anyway. Okay, if you insist. On deck, we have Jared. Jared, you are on deck. My life is falling apart. I'm not good at breathing. My lungs don't work. Anyway, on deck, we have Jared. Up next. What happened to the music? It's so quiet. Okay, this is why I shouldn't have had that cookie. It was really good. Speaking of cookies, cookies are very sweet and very comforting. And this next homie, I guess I'm just giving out compliments to everyone. This next homie is a sweetie pie, a delight. Huh? Do you want to do my job for me? I love you. Please welcome Ez to the stage.
I'm going for this mic because it's better. All right, I got some new shit. Yeah. Called High Tide. Happy is a clam. Happy is a clam in high tide. Less likely to be killed and eaten. Safer than usual. Happy as a clam. Easily agitated. Happy as a clam. It's easy to get under my shell. I develop resentments like pearls from grains of sand. Gems built like case files. Justification for long-held grudges. Happy as a clam. Happy as a clam living in constant threat. Buried in the shadows. Happy as a man. Happy as a man can be, face down in the shallows. Happy as a clam in high tide. Happy as a clam. Happy as a man in high tide. Drowning in 4 feet of water, yet safer than usual.
Won't be sleeping, but I'll get to the gun sleep. She told me don't lie, say I
Give it
miss
up
you.
for
Said you
the
got it,
homie
baby.
Ez. You can clap. Come on. Thank you. Gosh, sorry about that. I'm still training him. Alrighty, on deck we have Shelby. Shelby, you are on deck. Yeah. And you're also in a chair. Multitasker. Alrighty, this next homie, they have phenomenal fashion sense. I am consistently blown away with how they just look so comfy. It's like, they thought about that and they just look comfortable, practical. With that, please welcome this very cool, comfy homie, Jared, to the stage. Clap till the homie gets here. Look at that. You look so comfortable.
Say a prayer for me.
I feel comfortable. So spot on. Thank you. I had a very it's springtime now, so I had like a pretty mask, but it snapped. So there you go for the cameras. Right, thank you. Wow, it's just like home comments on my posture. I've got some new shit. And I'm stealing a line from Peter here, and that is both unedited and unrehearsed shit. Tentative title, Human Marks. When I wrote letters to people, I used to write in pencil instead of pen. So in case I made a mistake, it could be easily erased. After all, why should my declaration of love, respect, admiration, appreciation, thanks be marred or blemished with unnecessary marks? Surely my loved ones deserve better than that from me. Now, there are people who don't care, armed with digital collage machines closer than within arm's reach, perfectly encapsulating how easy they are to use, how easy it is to steal, how easy it is to not care. I'm lucky. I have never been robbed in this manner, but I have seen and heard so many stories of those who have had the fruits of their labor scanned and thrown in what I can only think of as a virtual blender. The thieves who are bold enough to brag about their crimes are never clear on their methods. Their work stolen by those in the pursuit of creating something both perfect and passable as human. If nothing else, these thieves have taught me how foolhardy and unachievable this is. Humanity and perfection are antonyms, at odds forever. We can have one only to fruitlessly pursue the other. I don't know how long we have or how much better or worse things will get before a reckoning. But now I write in pen. When composing my letters of greetings and thanks and appreciation to the ones I love, let it all flow like water, running, sometimes raging onto the page. Let any mistake that emerges as a result of the deluge be marked by a few lines of ink, so that the recipient knows that they were so beloved by me that I abandoned perfection in pursuit of letting them know just how much. In this time, perhaps more than any other, let my mistakes show the recipients that they were loved and that I was imperfect, fallible, human, and so excited to let them know. Thank you.
Alrighty. Give it up for the homie Jared. Another little side note. You don't have to bad host me for this because I've it's been a day. Not everyone is the same height. Microphones. I'm speaking English. Be happy. Alrighty, on deck we have Kat. Kat, you are on deck. Is Kat in the building? Like, is in the room? Okay. Okay, thank you. Kat is on deck. This next homie. Just wow. What can I even say? So much, and it all just comes barreling out of my rib cage, and it comes to one singular poignant word, and that is, well, okay, technically two poignant words, and that is fucking rad. Yeah. Yeah. Alrighty. Please welcome the lovely Shelby to the stage. Claps and let me get the microphone.
So this is new shit. I haven't read this one yet. So I write a lot of stuff about nostalgia and like being a kid. And I think one of the things that I learned from my students is like they're just so brave and so strong, and it's like really inspiring to be around them. And so this poem's a little sad, but it's not meant to be. So here it is. I am young and in the swimming pool on vacation with my goggles on. Below the border of the Olympic size lining, all I see is clear and feet and a man's stomach. I could swim for hours in the deep end where I can do aerial flips underwater and sing songs from The Little Mermaid as bubbles trickle out of my mouth to the top. The children count how long they can hold their breath for. I demonstrate dead man's float to take the win. I think nothing of it. I never think of drowning or struggling. All I know is how to swim. I blacked out that time I fell into the pool at the Elmwood years ago, and my father jumped in to save me. I was 6. I don't remember needing saving. I didn't file that in my brain as trauma. I'm not a survivor. I don't struggle now. I'm just a grown-up little girl in a 2-piece pink bikini from Kmart, and I'm safe because the ladder is right there, and my mom is right here, and this is the Ogunquit Colonial Village Resort. And if anything happens, someone will be here to jump in or save me. But I'm not even thinking that. I'm thinking about the glimmering bracelet lost in the deep end, the way the light flickers differently from down here. I'm thinking how I could stay under, where everything is a little more quiet, everyone's a little more bearable, and I'm alone in this beauty for as long as it can last. Singing as loud as I want where no one can hear, doing flips that I can't do on land, blissful and unaware and unafraid of catching my breath when time runs out.
Give it up for the fucking rad homie Shelby. Hell yeah. Alrighty. On deck is the feature. Be excited. No, normally how it goes would be like, there's the feature in the house, but the feature consists of so many people. So, feature-related people, are you in the house? That was more than 2 voices, so I'm gonna assume that's everyone. Alrighty, I don't know, I'm not a doctor, I don't, whatever. My sister's a doctor, this is not about her. Anyway, on deck is the feature. Wicked exciting, wicked exciting. However, space, we have one more homie on this first half of the open mic to kind of be our little segue, our little last hurrah before a different hurrah. They're two, like, it's hurrah, the same word, but like one's in Times New Roman, one's in like, I only use Times New Roman. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. Give it up for the homie Cat. Clap till the homie gets to the microphone.
Brand new. Bad bitch got me in a bad mood. Yeah. Niggas love that. They like we mad cool. That's mad rude. I would disappear if I had to.
All right, I got a special little treat. I wrote some new-ish shit. I don't even know if I've shared it here yet, to be honest. But kind of like in honor of our kids tonight, right? I figured I'd throw it back with kind of like, you know, high school poet Cat brain. She's braiding my hair while I sit comfortably in the uncomfortable metal chairs. The sun's reached golden hour and it's summertime. That cool breeze starts to creep in and bring down the humidity a bit. The metal holes from the chair indent the backs of my thighs when I stand up to admire her work. This is home here. I couldn't say that home ever felt much like that, so instead I'll find home here. Relatability is the best medicine for loneliness. We make our way inside, find a spot to rest for the evening, watch the place fill up to the brim. There's something to be said about the power in fogged windows caused by poetry. People come and go. We watch as poets drown the audience with their voices and then walk off as if nothing happened. If something happens and a poet didn't write about it, did it really happen? You never realize in the moment who and what is impacting you until you find yourself looking back with admiration. The crowd erupts into applause and cheers while the poet walks back to their seat with sweaty palms. Do you see the impact here? What does it matter what the poem is about if there's no one here you care to share it with? What does it matter what I'm saying if you're not even listening?
Duas pessoas vão fazer ouvir o seu canto.
Give it up for the homie cat. Hell yeah. Alrighty. Now I am going to bring back up the fucking homie Shelby so that she can share things. Come here. Come on. It's okay. Give it up for Shelby. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to introduce the kids. So we just won the Right Here, Right Now, Speak Loud Youth Poetry Festival. So it was a really great weekend. This is like the one big slam that we do every year. We won first place in our qualifier, which is awesome. And then we won the whole thing. So very exciting. We have, can I have some snaps for Brave New Voices? Does anyone know what that is? We're sending a freshman, which is a big deal. So you're going to hear poems from Preston. We're going to hear the best group piece in the slam. This is not about me, but I got a coach's award, so that's amazing. And I couldn't have done it without Kat and Joe's help. So snaps to them. Thank you for everything that you do. And Nathan for just being a general cheerleader, you know. Yes, Nathan, let's go, my husband. And then just a couple thanks to Lowell Poetry Wheel, the Mill City Speaks adults, who there's so many times where I'm like, hey, can you look at this poem? It's not mine, it's the kids. They're like, sure, no problem. You know, people come in for workshops, people answer my crazy phone calls at night, and I'm like, what should I do? There's just so much love in the room, and I'm so glad that not only I get to receive it, but the kids. And that's so important when you're in high school, because high school is hard. Sometimes I think we forget, but you know, it stays with you sometimes. So I also want to thank Compass, who is like a part of the high school who gives us our funding through the 21st Century Grant. So thank you for them. And just Lowell High in general, like we've had so much support. We've had support from our district saying how awesome we are. And so I'm just really, really thankful. But most of all, thank you to all of the kids who have really shown up. Like, you guys know that, like, we have stuff going on in the world. We've got things to say about it. You know, that is amazing. I also think, you know, we have a lot of new poets on our team, like brand new. And then we have some of our, like, Poetry Club veterans. I want to give a big shout out to, you know, Faith for being a senior. Don't graduate. And I want to give a shout out to Nellie because I have to do it. Because she turned around during finals and was like, hey, so that's set list. Why are we not doing this? And then we won. So shout out to Nellie for calling me out. But yeah, I'm just so honored and I'm so proud. And I'm so glad you're all here to hear like the full thing. So without further ado, they're talking. I want to make sure they're good. You good? You ready? All right, let's go, Nelly and Lex. Woo!
Seen the dog, I ain't scared of nothing. The one doing numbers, 100 summers. They ain't with us, they running from us. Came up from the gutter, they'll never love us.
Tú eres Latina. Abuela's words vibrate in my chest. A hollow drum. I understand the rhythm, but I am mute. My mother's native tongue is Spanish. She's deprived from syllables in her wording. The word literally suddenly becomes... Literally. The place McDonald's then becomes... McDonald. Now we promise. We know every single word in Spanish, but we're too deprived from our native tongue. We try and grasp the meaning, the emotion, but our voices are strangled silence. In my heart, I am straight from the island of Puerto Rico. The water enriched in our veins. I feel the merengue beating with every pulse. As I explain the exhilaration in my heart, the language a barrier from the life I am to pursue. This culture, un recuerdo. I yearn to return to my roots, to the language I've never fully learned. This heritage, un regalo that I cannot fully grasp. Un silencio that lingers, because here we are this funny, mispronounced phrase called whitewashed. I'm a prisoner of language. I'm mocked, dismissed. Only because the language I am known for is one I cannot speak to the best of my ability. As if the struggle is simple, I hear the voices. Ay, nena, díselo ya. The music in my pulse slips away, fading with every mispronounced word. I do not wish for the water in my veins to evaporate into something that I will never know. I refuse to let my children grow up as no sabo kids, ignorant to the culture that is in their blood, the blood that is on our flags. The words swirl in my head, yet when I attempt to speak, they die before they are born. My tongue so apparent to be known for Spanglish, my island slowly dying, knowing that the relationship is one-sided. I'm sorry that I don't meet the requirements that you set up. Cooking patalitos 24/7, our cars vibrating from the reggaeton, stealing the white man's job. Forever listening to the King of Bachata. Or El Conejito Malo. This is what we are known for. But now we will die knowing. Because two things for sure. One thing for certain. Nosotros somos Latinas.
Hours out of dust. She got bored nonetheless. She's seen it all before, it's the best. Save a little more for the rest, yeah. Baby, can you do your best? Yeah. Best and best.
Hello. I'm President Toro, a freshman at Lowell High School. When you were born of immigrants, you inherit their goals. Your motivation stems from craving their satisfaction, and you get two things called anxiety and depression. They only dare to wonder where that came from. You wear two flags and an inability to identify with either. You laugh. One of your countries is war-torn, and the other does not want you here. When asked why you're here, your parents say it's because of the opportunities. You wonder if the language barrier caused them to confuse oppression for opportunities. They are now seen as foreigners to both countries. Their American dreams turn to nightmares. You stare. When you were born of immigrants, there's a long staircase of expectations that you don't want to climb, but you do. When you near the top, you're all bloody kneecaps and twisted ankles, but the 10 seconds of praise you receive is substantial enough to last you a lifetime. Maybe that's the reason why you climb it again and again and again. Through your ancestors, you are free, but still battle for liberation in your own home. Your dreams are a distorted reflection of your parents. Your success is divided. You did not audition for this part, but you play it. The thing is, it's hard to differentiate acting from reality. I apologize if I'm taking too long, but I want this poem to be perfect. I think I'm starting to get that immigrant mentality. When you hear of dead relatives, you wince. Their names are rare specimen only found in funeral programs. Your parents' guilt echoes. You see it in the thousands of dollars you send back to a country they haven't visited in years, or in the hours spent on the phone talking to relatives that you don't know. If you listen closely, you could hear your parents' cries. They're pleased with God that their home will look the same way it did when they left all those years ago. My parents have been in this country for decades without obtaining a citizenship. Given the chance to, I'm sure they'll pass their tests with flying colors. There's fake patriotism best after all. The red representing the blood shed and blisters formed, working all their lives for the same system that will always place them last. The white signifying their peaceful acceptance and surrender, but the blue lies in their hearts. The hope they still carry. They wish on those 50 stars that the broken promises made and things like the Star-Spangled Banner and the Great Pledge of Allegiance would actually be fulfilled one day. That the second they place their right hand on their beating hearts, that the rest of the world would see them in that same dimmed, outshine, but never put out light they see themselves in. When you're born an immigrant's child, you are loved. Your parents' motivation, a vast garden cultivated by your heart's deepest wants and desires, their bank accounts, their college fund, your happiness, their dying wish. When you are born an immigrant's child, you must not complain. And you must promise me when you feel at your lowest, you'll read this poem over again. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jomar. Coming up next will be Mary and Preston's group piece. Hey, God, it's me. Your son who tries his best to push through the trauma that my parents left behind, and my friends who stab knives behind my back, each one's going deeper and deeper. But with the love you send me heals my wounds, but forever scarred, leaving behind memories I wish I could forget. Please send me strength for me to keep going. Hey God, it's me again. I got one question. What was I made for? Was I made to help people who are in a dark place, trying to show them the light you give? Or was I made just to be used whenever someone needs something from me? Hey God, I need your help. I feel broken. It gets harder to breathe. I feel like I get shot again and again and again. And when I wake up, to the point where I pass out, and when I wake up, I'm back to a world where there's nothing but pain. People treat me like trash, like I'm just a rock in the road, using me whenever they need something. But when I need something, they shoot me down and say, do it yourself. I just need a little bit more strength to keep going. Hey, God, I'm losing it. I don't know what to do. These people are so cruel. All I wanted to do was help. You know what? I'm done. I'm done letting them throw me around. They want to treat me like trash. They can sit in the darkness with all their pain. How can you call them your children if they treat their brothers and sisters like trash? Hey, God, I know it's been a while since our heartbreaking of a prayer. I was so furious for letting the people burn down the foundation I stand on. I understand that it was just the devil whispering in their ears. So God, I ask, please forgive me and help me guide the people that are being misled and help them point in the right direction. Amen.
I'm Preston Toro.
I'm Mary Olu, a freshman at Lowell High.
And we'll be reading a group piece titled Homework.
3, 2, 1.
Did you do your homework? Don't you know that people are paying attention to you?
This country relies on the obedience of people like you.
Your ignorance fuels us. Your naivety is the reason why our fire burns. Did you even study the material?
Maybe look over it twice.
We know how you're easily distracted. In this country, you're going to have to learn how to stay in order, or they'll do it for you. You're under our jurisdiction here.
Which means you have to do exactly as we say. If we tell you to jump, then you jump.
If we want you you to listen, best believe you're
Listening,
listening.
if we're telling you to open your eyes and examine your surroundings, you better be prepared for what you might see. Like the addicts you see limping on the streets, walking textbooks of what you're not supposed to be.
Address the dreams that they force you to let go of, the kind retold in fantasy novels. Reimagine yourself in a distant place far away from the wreckage.
Little did you know you carry it with you, like tattoos etched into your skin. You think we didn't notice that?
Black,
impoverished, we only want to see you win.
This is for your own good.
Success is as valuable as life.
Only those who play the game we set up can achieve it, so you may one day live to eat the fruits of your labor.
Only if you kept your tongue and paid attention to the lesson. Speaking of that, are you? What was the last thing we said?
If you're not interested in being here, you can leave through our doors decorated with barbed wire and risk. Twist the knob of misfortune. Step into what your life will be if you refuse to abide.
Homicide,
suicide,
scattered across the map of this nation.
Notice how only the victims who fall to our game are held responsible for their own tragic departure.
Whether or not they chose to play.
Whether or not they knew. This is why you have to be attentive at all times, so you don't become another number,
another statistic.
Trust us.
We only want what's best for you after all. And this is what happens if you drift from what we told you. Like we said,
this country relies on the ignorance of people like us, on the labor of the captives that came before us, because we inherited their metal chains
around our wrists, our necks, our mouths. This game doesn't allow us to speak our mind without becoming another statistic.
Another error in the system.
Our tongues are as tight as those slaves were on those ships.
Watch what you say. Hold your tongue. Pay attention to your ancestry.
Your complexion will hold you back from winning this rigged game.
Are you listening to what we're saying? In this country, you cannot be distracted.
Your complexion will hold you back from winning anything, even if we abide by the rule book, follow the instructions, and play the game.
We will always remain a checkpoint and not an achievement. Our history will follow us through our footsteps. It's who we are, and all will ever amount to. Wake up!
If you believe that we're as equal as the people who stand on the opposite side of that table,
wake up! If you think that having one black president is a call for jubilation, wake up!
If you suppose that young black men and women losing their lives in the same way is just a coincidence. Or if you even think we're considered players in these games.
And not the entertainment itself. Pay attention to your surroundings, because in this world you have to rely on your observation to
You need
survive.
to know the difference between red, white, and blue headlights and flags.
Your intuition is your advantage. Didn't you know that? Did you even do your homework?
Thank
you. Love you, I do. Love you, I love you, I.
suffer brutal beating near Massachusetts high school.
Teacher says violence is getting worse.
School committee calls for National Guard.
We know what you're thinking.
Those kids act so ghetto.
What a bunch of thugs destined for the streets.
Those kids have no real future. So they fight.
Because if you don't, then you're soft. Never let people know you're scared.
Because your parents told you to. If anyone touches you, hit them back.
Because the video will go viral anyways. Can't slip up when you're acting hard.
So roll up your sleeves. Prepare yourself
To fight.
Until our blood stains paint the streets.
Our battered and bruised dreams shattered by a system built to beat us down.
Believe what you want. Look at us and feel superior.
It's easier for you, right? To keep families living paycheck to paycheck, to force my classmates into selling drugs, to smile and shake our hands but then whisper slurs in our ears.
To keep our heads hanging and hoods down, just to dodge words like jabs, punches like bullets.
We didn't start this. Too many friends go from faces to files marked irredeemable in red.
Slap cuffs on hands and escorted out.
Another burden lifted. Maybe they'll learn this time.
Their lives cemented over concrete beds, lay your tax money at their graves.
You were never part of the problem. So why should you be part of the solution?
Isn't this what you wanted? You can't even distinguish where we begin and your perception ends.
We've all been conditioned for this. History is unpublished, banned from the library.
No one ever taught us to actually interpret the news. But it's time to read between the headlines.
Because what's a headline to you is a real person to me.
A friend.
A sister.
A brother.
Lowell has 3 kids going to Ivy Leagues this year.
Lawrence's graduation rate is higher than the state's average.
And Brockton Drama won a state championship.
I've been teaching middle school kids about jobs.
I help teachers develop curriculums.
I'm part of Youth Leadership Council.
You will never know my experience well enough to judge me, my community.
My city.
My identity. This
is just my origin story. Hi, everybody. I'm the next poet, if you didn't know. Grandma says that birds are good luck. They're a way for our loved ones to reach us, to stay connected when they're gone. Mom didn't believe in superstitions. Her addiction didn't make her believe in much of anything. Unless it was her next fix. Maybe that's why she was so destructive. The vase on the porch banister was more chicken than bird. I think it was trying to fly. When she threw it against the floor, feathers ricocheted into glass shards surrounding my sister and I, 6 and 5. Broken bits scattering around like chickens with their heads cut off. I don't understand why she threw it. Why she would choose meth over her own kids, how she could just leave us at grandma's house. Maybe birds are meant to be temporary. Maybe motherhood was meant to be temporary for her. My mom is a distant memory that flew south for the winter. The empty seat at my football games, the birthday card I never answered. Maybe her migration is my survival. So I won't have to have another night sleeping in the back seat, so I wouldn't have to stay up late to see if she would come home. Sometimes I wonder if she would have stayed, if it would have been different. If she had been clean, if my memories would have been too. What if the vase was never thrown? What if our family had never become broken? How us kids would have had a mom who cared enough to choose to be with them. I've learned that it takes strength to pick up the pieces, to adapt to the cold, to learn to find warmth in grandma's house. But I do believe that birds are signs, a reminder to keep with us and who we choose to leave behind. Next up is the group piece that won the Best Group Piece Award, Chicken.
I wonder if you think back when we was on the hill.
Did you know that there's chickens in Lowell?
Shut up! You can't say that here.
Don't tell me to shut up. They're everywhere.
In your schools,
your neighborhoods,
your friends. How do you explain the feathers caught in the wind?
The cluck that echoes in the alley.
The nest tucked in the shadows that you pretend not to see.
They're not supposed to be here.
The law says so. But you forget, the law was made by those that have never held the soil.
Never felt the hunger.
Never ran from a border with the weight of children on their shoulders.
You think you can take them? Erase them?
The farmers may start to roll in,
but the chickens are still here.
Hiding in the cracks.
Under the fences.
Under your noses.
They say we're not allowed to keep chickens in Lowell.
But we use and sell their eggs.
Strip them of their feathers.
Cut off their wings and consume them whole.
Without an ounce of regret.
An ounce of remorse.
You pluck their feathers, pick their skin to see if they'll still comply.
Pick at their cages, their homes, and run through their supply.
Don't you know we wouldn't have eggs without chickens? Don't you know those chickens are mothers too? Fathers,
sons, daughters.
We need to stay informed on the truth that really lies.
Because there are chickens in Lowell.
Still, we depict them as machines. Take credibility for their labor and lock them up.
You say that they don't belong.
But what does belonging mean?
Robbing them of their rights and dignity.
Making sure they know they're not welcome and calling them less human.
You mean less chicken?
Even if they added beauty to our acres of lone land.
Even if they built us capitals and landmarks.
Even if they return to their cages with
their backs fat and necks curved in place.
We need to remind them that their state is not permanent.
That they're only as valuable as the prices of their eggs.
And we can so easily release them back into the wild.
Where the sun doesn't scorch their feathers as intensely.
Where they don't face prejudice.
Where they don't get the wonders of cages and tightly fenced in spaces.
They say we can't keep chickens in Lowell.
They're afraid of the noise,
the waste,
the responsibility it takes to handle them.
So we lock them up in steel cages
and thrive off their labor.
The ones who fed our nation remain buried in their sweat and regretfulness.
We continue to take their eggs until they lay barren.
Bring your tractor to their coops and threaten to come inside.
Restrain them with silver tags so those outside the coop know they're going to the slaughterhouse.
Chickens live in herds but still battle loneliness.
They have learned to live in fear and to adapt to the feeling of their work gone unnoticed.
Roosters don't crow each morning to wake us up,
but as a cry.
A prayer only they would understand.
A plea that we have misinterpreted.
One that we take for granted.
We use our chickens to our advantage, forgetting they have lives of their own.
They say chickens are allowed in Lowell. But didn't you know they're everywhere?
This next album for the fans, and next album dream. I'm wet howling for my queen. She left a lot of screen. The rest got it on the steel grip.
Let's give it up for the Lowell High Poetry Club! Wow. Y'all are nice. Y'all are nice, y'all. Shout out to that. Thank you for supporting poetry, Lowell poetry, youth poetry. Yo, this shit is multi-generational. This is the next generation of incredible writers. Y'all, thank y'all for just being here and showing love. One more time for LHS Poetry Club, y'all. Yes. And big shout out to all the supporters, the staff, the volunteers, the coaches, the educators, and the young people, y'all. I love this. Very dope, very dope. Hopefully, if you have time and they have capacity, definitely maybe connect with some of these poets. Say like, yo, I really rock with that piece, you know? Damn, y'all really grab my heart. You really had a trail mix of incredible poems. That's wild. Shout out to the lovely, lovely work and artistry of these poets. We're going to move on to the second half of our open mic. Y'all ready for that? Yeah. All right. We got a couple of homies here. Then we have a working section. So we're going to be having an incredible rest of the evening with poetry, some poems, some vibes. With that being said, I'm just going to jump into it just to keep the energy flowing, all right? Keep the energy flowing. With that, I have my lovely homie, Felix. You're going to be coming up very soon. I'm just going to yap a little bit just to prepare you a bit, okay? But just want to remind y'all, we have our incredible programming. We'll let y'all know about future events that we have going on. Please check out the table, sign up for our mailing list. But this open mic is what we do every first and third Wednesday of the month, all right? So we're able to witness artistry like this. If you are cozy in the back and you really want to add to the vibes in the front, we have some spots in the front right here, okay? I get dressed up twice a month for this event. So I want y'all, if you're not witnessing the art and the poetry, maybe you will appreciate the pleats in my pants. All right. With that being said, Leo, you are on deck, friend. You're going to be on deck. But I'm really excited to bring up this next performer. This person right here is their voice powers the solar system. All right. If you have a solar powered light, it's actually powered by this person's voice. See the water cycle, how it works? Let's give it up for the homie Felix. Clap it to Felix. Get to the microphone.
Learning how to wait till it all makes sense.
Hello. So this is, I guess this is old shit. Because this is something that I wrote about a year ago when I was studying I was doing like some classic studies stuff, and was also having a lot of trouble getting to sleep because I was so stressed about college and stuff. So I wrote this piece to try to like comfort myself a little bit, and also because I had a lot of ideas in my head about the like old-timey poems I was reading in some of my classes. It's called Invocation to Hypnos, and it goes like this. Thee who reigns in lightlessness, ringed by poppies and lavender bloom, son of night and darkness, thee who knows no pain. Pray, hear thy supplicant, deign to dwell where he calls, O winged one. Blessed wings and blessed arms enfold him with, and in thine embrace let him know thy peace. I am thy supplicant, and I am thine.
Grew up on the same street, now it's so far from the nosebleed.
Let's give it up for the homie Felix. Yes. Yo, homie, this is not your first time on this open mic, is it? It is. I might need some sound help for this, all right? With the audio, all right. We have to do. I think this is the first one of the evening, right? If it's your first time, we want to celebrate your first time, and we're going to do it. Please come back on the count of three, all right? Everyone, help us welcome Felix on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Please come back. Please, Felix. Amazing. All right. Sweet. All right, keeping it going. Jordan, you are on deck. I'm excited about this next homie. Another incredible youth poet holding it down. This person, I talked about the water cycle earlier. You have evaporation. You have condensation. You have precipitation. Do you know what the fourth step in the water cycle is? Yo, this person is that. All right. Please make some noise for the homie Leo, y'all. Clap it to Leo. Get to the mic.
Open up my eyes, got me thinking about potentials I did not.
Hi, I'm Leo. So this piece, when I wrote it, I was like, just feeling a lot of emotion. So I just felt like I wanted to share it. Okay, this piece is titled The Distant Shore. The distant shore feels like centuries away, longing for your actual touch, longing for the graze of your fingertips as you comb my hair, longing for the sensation of skin to skin, the warmth of your body against mine, our eyes so close I can see inside of who you are, inside of what you think of me, the perception of the man you see, a lover, a forced character, someone to please you, someone to impress those that surround me. A tear rolls down my sullen face. The gleam shines and it sparkles. A reflection, familiar to you, catches your glimpse. It's not yours, it's mine. You see my figure, thirsting for your love, such as a flower longs for it to be tended, pleading to be seen. The only way I'll thrive and flourish is fed by the light given by others. Your light, brightest of all, gives me warmth. A hug from your shine feeds me, gives me strength. The illusion is gone. Warped into reality like a swift bullet, you see my shell, cracking ever so slight. Parts of me seeping out for help just to never be answered. But you, the retort to my call, guides my cries to a euphoric place. The place felt most seen. The place felt most beautiful. An endless high, my distant shore.
Let's give it up for Leo, y'all. We like a good title. We love a good title. All right. I know we have an incredible reading so far. We have an incredible feature. If you feel tickled and inspired to jump on this open mic, we might have a couple of spots left. All right. Just come here and throw a $2 bill at me and I'll sign you up. Or you can. Okay. All right. I'm gonna see you in shortly. All right. But coming up next, I'm really excited to bring up this next homie. This person, do you know, like, spring just started, right? All right. So before we had 4 seasons, there was just 1 season. All right. And this person's like, yo, we need to give the world more diversity and flavors. And then we came with summer, winter, and now spring. So this person's in charge of making the year this much more flavorful. With that being said, let's make some noise and welcome to the stage, Jordan, y'all. Come to Jordan, gets to the microphone!
Thanks for the introduction. That's very interesting. So I have this poem called Midnight, which I wrote earlier. So, yeah. Earlier shit. Your midnights with 1 litter box to share. And smoky afternoons without a care. We're kibble, but the wheat went stale. Outside like kittens that won't sell. Crusty orange darkness, only aware of ourselves. You're the human oxygen that I breathe. You're the water in my bowl that hasn't been cleaned. And a heartworm that won't leave. Aware that I'm restless, parasympathetic. Your amber eyes are parasitic. There we go.
Shout out to the homie Jordan. Thank you. All right. Third time. All right. Do you like getting invited to parties? Some people do, some people don't. All right. I know. All right. Well, here, my invitation to this party is still here. All right. I got four lovely seats right here for the best part of the evening. All right. Think about it. My feelings won't get hurt out loud in front of you, but it'll be hurt on the inside for sure if no one shows up to my party. Especially after, like, I made all the food and I decorated and I worked on a playlist and I cleaned up, wiped all the dog hair from my house and everything. All right. So the party invitation is there. All right. Augusta, you're going to be on deck. But we want y'all to know what we got going on. So I want to bring up one of our lovely friends to come here and do some announcements for y'all. Please bring up and welcome the homie Connor to the stage. Come on, Connor!
Hello, everyone. My name is Connor. He, him. Just a few. All right. We have a few announcements before we get off to our working check section next, I believe. Correct? Shortly. Yeah. All right. So, who are we? We are the Lowell Poetry Wheel, and we're a very wobbly, wonky, squeaky wheel because we only have 3 spokes, but they're 3 very, very important spokes. We have our Untitled open mic happening right now, which happens twice a month, every first and third Wednesday. We have Mill City Speaks, our workshops, and our adult poetry slam team. And then we have Free Verse, which is our youth poetry programming. We also have a wonderful welcome station up there. Books. There are T-shirts and merch for sale. There's they start at $20, but slide and scale. I also heard that there might be baby T-shirts too. Maybe for $15. No slide and scale there. Only 15. Let's see. Let's give it up for the wonderful staff at Dragonfly Cafe. You guys are awesome. Kitchen closes at already closed. Yeah, already closed. Yeah, snooze you lose. Bar's still open. So, coffee, bars, everything, please. Hot chocolate, lemonade. Dragonfly lemonade is very good. I can attest to that. So, one thing about us is that we do not charge a cover fee because we operate on donations and grants. So, yeah. So, we are going to pass around the lovely hat. If you have any spare change, first tip the lovely staff at Dragonfly Cafe. But if you have any to spare, please, that'd be great. That would be awesome. Am I forgetting anything? We also have our email sign-up list is also up front too. And yeah, don't forget to follow us on Lowell Poetry Wheel at lowpoetrywheel.com, where you can find all the future events, such as the Mill City Speaks online workshop on April 8th. Yeah, coming up quick. We have the Untitled Open Mic Slam Team Mill City Speaks versus Slam Free or Die on April 16th. How about that? And we have the May Mill City Speaks workshop online on May 13th. Follow us on Instagram too, at Lowell Poetry Wheel. Am I missing anything? I think. Just quick household rule reminder, just make sure there's no outside food or drink. We want to keep this place safe for everyone. And just again, bathrooms on this floor, keyed bathrooms, downstairs, no keys required.
There's more stalls in the downstairs ones.
There are more stalls in the downstairs ones, according to Nikolai.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to it.
Thank you so much, Connor. A lot of good stuff. A lot of stuff. Make this happen. We're going to do some shout outs shortly, but yeah, make sure you touch the hat. If you don't even have any change, just touch the hat. Give us some good vibes. We appreciate the good vibes. All right. On deck, we're going to jump into our working section, but I want to have the last poet to close out this open mic. This person,
On behalf of Connor, if you don't have physical currency to put in the hat, we have a Venmo. Talk to Ricky about the Venmo.
you can Venmo RICKYORNG and put poetry in there. And I won't use it to buy myself breakfast tomorrow. All right? Shh. I won't buy breakfast. But we'll take some digital donations until we get this sorted out. But yeah, that's right. All right. So one last poem for the open mic before we move on to the working section, sometimes nicknamed the twerking section. This homie right here, this person, once upon a time, there used to be a rotary on the street. All right. And the rotary was actually made to circle and encompass this lovely person because they were the gravity that they had in their heart was worth orbiting all the time. All right. It was causing so much traffic that this person retired, but they're going to bless us now on this open mic. Please make some noise for Augusta. Clap it up for the poet!
Is good? Is that good? Okay. Hi guys, this is my first poem, and I kind of remembered it, so I'm reading it from my mind. So if I mess up, don't yell at me, okay? Okay. I heard flowers go faster if you speak to them, so I just reminded in a vase. My very own bouquet, a painted canvas upon a fragrance. I let my fingertips graze each and every individual petal, run my hands along their leaves and test their thorns. I read to them about the beauty of nature, how they should find beauty in what they are, but need the buzzing bees to flourish. That their vibrant colors are attractive, but nothing else. Yeah. Wait. Wait, I look, you forgot. Sorry, guys. I'm looking on the spot right now. But, so why would it be even bother? Why would it be even bother going after a flower that won't sit still? A flower that laughs too loudly, a flower that smiles too brightly. You should be grateful I'd even try liking you, he'd say, because you are too much. Because not all bees are like that. But when his words feel like a sting that carves deeper the more you trust, maybe that's when you to think that all bees are trash, rude, stuck up. But I know that they're not all like that. And maybe I'll find someone who can tell me the truth and make it so that stings won't hurt that much anymore. I feel sorry about
Let's give it up for the poet Augusta. Wow. I am a little bit less sad today because we have a party. We have a party here. Oh my gosh, thank you. Oh my goodness. Augusta, is this really your first time on this open mic like that? Yo, what? Yo, I know Augusta's been pulling up to the Untitled and supporting in other very important ways, but this is the first time sharing on this open mic. All right, so you know what to do. We gotta celebrate. We gotta welcome this homie back on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Please come back.
Yeah. Thank you. Off page too, yo. Shout out to that. Off page. We made our way to the working section. This is a section where we're gonna help and celebrate some of the homies to come through, help make this thing possible, who are here in the building tonight and want to share. All right. I might tell you who is on deck, who is not, but I don't know. Connor, you are on deck. But I'm really excited to bring up this next person. This person, helps hold it down. You may have yap it up with them at the welcome table. This person also holds it down when we run our Mill City Speaks online workshops. This person always fit it with the fire blazers. Make some noise. Let's welcome the homie Andrew to the stage. Clap it up for Andrew.
All right, so gonna read some kind of old shit about a year, give or take. They call it progress. Let the world evolve. Let workers shed the tasks that weigh them down. Let thinkers rest their brains, but problem solve with ease. Now architects can plan whole towns with simple keystrokes. Painters can just write 3 words to prompt their next great masterpiece. They call it progress. Every day, each night, the zeros in the bank accounts increase. 1 week of payroll, free and moments long. No copyright for songs that no one wrote. No human error, nothing could go wrong. No human lands the plane or sails the boat. No human and the overheads cost less. No human will survive. They call that fucking progress.
I don't remember any of the dreams.
Give it up for the homie Andrew. We like old shit. Bring it back. All right. Just wanna, just keep the twerking section alive, keeping it going. All right. No pressure, guys. We have a stable wall in the back here. Anyway, on deck we have our homie Angie, but bringing back to the stage. Let's give it up And let's welcome one of the homies, Connor. Clap it up for Connor.
Hi, y'all. I'm back. All right. I have brand new shit. Wrote it earlier today. All right. Backyards. The grass and dirt in my backyard is littered with things, gifts and annoyances of nature, rocks, pebbles, bugs, dirt, tree branches. Things that I think most of us who fought dragons, battled with imaginary lightsabers, played floor as lava, tag, etc., remember all too well. Scraped knees, dirt-covered clothes, the freeing mind of being a child. The world seems so much brighter then. Now, the closer I try to hold these memories, I find the color of them starting to fade. The world is losing its color, losing its bright light. Is this just growing up? Or is it just because the world, society, and the environment is burning around me, around us? Like the sweet taste of chocolate turning to ash in our mouths. Was the world actually better back then? Or were we just being naive? Are my parents just in denial, or are they still trying to shield me from the rain, even though I have been drowning for years? I worry that no matter how much light and color we try to infuse back into our backyards, no matter how much of these pebbles, rocks, dirt, leaves, branches that we try to gather and save, everything will still fade to black and white. Colorless. An old photograph with no more importance than to be stepped on by the boots of those who feast on our suffering. It's so easy to want to give up, to want to leave. Sometimes the loss of our backyards, the burning of photographs that we hold dear is enough to want to leave permanently. How can one stay sane without a place to be safe? How can we gather our sticks and leaves when our backyards simply cease? Why do we as a species not only burn our own backyards, but burn others too? Just because some people's backyards are different. Burn into oblivion. It doesn't make sense to me, but all I know is that I'll be gathering my sticks, my leaves, my rocks and pebbles in a hope that you all will do the same. Provide help and shelter to those living. Don't burn them. And maybe, just maybe, the color of our world will stay and the light will stay brighter. My backyard is your backyard and yours is mine. So let's play in it together. Thank you.
Love that. Love that. I have my own personal chants. I love good last line and good title. All right. That was a good last line. Thank you so much, Connor. Appreciate you. All right. Keeping the working section going. All right. On deck. It's me. It's me. Hey. Hey, that's me. Yeah. But up next. Yo, this homie's been holding it down. If you've seen them cute calendars on Low Poetry Wheel on Instagram, if you've been seeing some of the community events that have been broadcasted, this person has been amplifying that and been sharing it. All right. So if you see them, let's say thank you. Say thank you. Say thank you for informing me and making shit look cute. But with that, let's welcome and show love to the homie Angie to the stage. Clap it up for Angie!
Wish I could turn back to his time, baby.
Y'all are so cute. Can you hear me okay? Okay. So this is kind of sad. Don't yell at me. This is kind of sad. Just don't scream yet. Sad shit. And the trigger warning for like death, suicide. This is called Wisdom is Expensive Because Experience is Expensive. Thank you. As in, it costs me a lot. as in it took so much out of me, as in the predators and the careless harmed me so much, did me so much dirty, so much damage that I, a wet rag, had to wring myself out, had to pick myself up off the floor, had to drag myself into the shower, force myself after a while to stand, force myself to wash my hair and scrub my skin, force myself to stop crying into the shower head, stop wearing my towels to bed, cover myself in blankets, force myself to put on clothes and pants, force myself to brush my teeth and leave the house, force myself to take the T into the city, to breathe the orange lines, stale spit and BO, drag myself to my friend's house and pretend for a second that I didn't want to die, or rather that I didn't want to be here. Not that I wanted to die, but more like I wanted to be in oblivion, like Lamia said. I cried like Miriam in the desert, ached from my soul like sludge, like slop, like swamp mud and muck. And it did. It took everything out of me. It took almost my last breath. Took me feeling like I had no more breath and no more air. And when I was empty, when I had nothing left to give, when I was not a shell but a husk, I had room for you. Thank you. Who's on deck? On deck is Rika, and coming up next is Ricky, who I don't know if you guys know, but before, in the olden days, and no one older than 50 come for me, candies were solid. And Ricky is the one who time traveled and told them to put the hole in the lifesavers to save the babies, y'all. That was Ricky. Give it up for Ricky.
They say heroes, not all heroes wear capes. You know what I'm saying? So they were, yes. Yeah. Let me just stay still for like a photo op real quick. But I was wondering if I can we do a poem together? Is that okay? All right. I just need 3 words from the audience and they have to be random. Spicy potato soup is the first word. I don't know how to say that. Effervescent banana, great. And the last word is laminated penguin. Okay? All right, thank you. Can someone remember that? Effervescent banana, spicy potato soup, and then laminated banana. All right. Penguin. All right. And we're going to do a call and response. When I say 2 plus 2 equals, and y'all say 4. 2 plus 2 equals 4. There are pages in my notebook the size of 2 open palms. So many stories home between the AM, PM. That there's always a breath lingering, a simile, and a metaphor is always arriving backwards. I try to write more, and the homie Rickov reminds me to make joy for the words. So I say, there is math in creating. 2 + 2 equals all the times that I don't have the right words to make space for the feelings inside me. That there is the expression dancing like a overfilled cup. The world is a saucer, or maybe the saucer is a page. Or maybe the page is hauled up like 2 open palms. A notebook is the size of every single story unopened. I peel back, let it shine, let it slip out. An effervescent banana trying to make its way out of my mouth. I am thinking, and I'm trying to imagine. 2 + 2 equals all the times you do not have the right words inside of you, but the feeling is right. It is like a burp crawling out of your soul, a gasp, a laughter, a reminder of yesterday's meal, a spicy potato soup, all starch and crackle, all what do you do when you eat something spicy and you're like sweating a lot? What is that called? Perspiring. 2 + 2 equals 4. All the times when you don't put yourself first. This is a reminder for that. That there is a poem for you, even if it's not written on the page, spilling in the saucer. That there is a reminder of the third word that is crawling out of the cup. That is going to stay protected in your offering as it wobbles its way across a papyrus flattened. A laminated penguin is just a poem making its way out of the morning. There is a poem in the AM and the PM, and the A and the P put together makes apps. Makes apps. Isn't apps just a small thing before a big thing? You are a small thing in a big thing. There's a poem in that. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry. That's over 3 minutes. I'm sorry, guys. It's over 3 minutes. Don't do that. All right, with that, I'm excited to bring up our lovely, lovely co-organizer. This person has been inspiring me in so many ways. Has been holding it down. My co-collaborator. This person is grinding on the poetry scene, making stuff happen, and always stays fitted. Please welcome Rika of Kotari, y'all. Clap it up for the homie.
Oh, goodness. Wow. All right. To Ricky's point about getting out there and trying to do more, I have a pretty stacked schedule this April. National Poetry Month is a big deal for a lot of us. I have 13 events lined up. I am not going to go through all of them. If you're interested in seeing where else I am going to be performing, please check out my Instagram at Pitch and Poetry. Another little fun piece of information coming out soon is going to be my first chapbook. You heard it here first, folks. That's right. So I'm going to share 2 poems with you guys tonight, one of which is some new shit, and the second one is going to be the epilogue of that chapbook, the last poem of that chapbook. So I was inspired to share this one because of a couple of the youth poets talking about their origin story. Wrote this a couple of days ago. This is also titled Origin Story. You see, in this room, you either die a poet or you live long enough to start shit. Ripcord, revelry, and rhyme not enough to sate your appetite, you might start with a mic stand. Twist the simple mechanisms and watch as it collapses. Like a carefully collected consonant, clipped back together. Sweet escape and the gravity's embrace built on the back of bandied words. Maybe pick up a speaker. Or coil cables, because we all know that many hands make light work, and here labels are just for show. Even the boss man can run a chord, test a mic, prep a soundboard, because we all know the show must go on. Best believe it doesn't end there. Every second of time you have to spare becomes a beacon. Break bread with enough people, enough times, and they start living rent-free in your head. You get to thinking, maybe, just maybe, there's a need. So you need your thoughts into action, starting with a simple conversation. You see, when I started, all I thought I needed were my words to be heard. Curdled around twisting thoughts and syllables, but I was silent. A sordid symphony of empty epiphanies, my own mind playing tricks on me not to believe that what I had to say mattered. So I sought out eager ears, embraced the art of asking for acceptance through alliteration, walking the fine line of expectation and placation and amalgamation of hope and naivety. But words are only wistful things, easily dispersed on broken wings. Shattered syncopation does little when fractured and made brittle with time. So I broke the paradigm, primed for change by the isolating age of COVID-19, taking the stage to the stream. And I still think about that time. Now I see the beauty of a space that sets minds at ease, whether a stage or a screen, where the sweat of my brow isn't the only thing of which I can be proud. So you see, you either die a poet or live long enough to return to your roots and keep the flame alive. So as mentioned, this is going to be the last poem in my upcoming chapbook. This is titled Chasing Sunrises. These days, I'm chasing sunrises. Too often I would watch as the sun slowly sets below the horizon, the shimmering edge of a mirage of orange and yellow against a cotton candy skyline. Even the sweetness, I could taste the bitter woven into the dusky descent. I poured countless hours into prolonging the dying light, racing against time to twine my fingers around the whisper silk moments as they slowly began to fade into the twinkling midnight sky. And in the grayscale aftermath, every shadow seemed like home. I would stumble through simulated sympathy, endeavor empathy in lieu of exuberance, emit enthusiasm as emotional release. I would search out every streetlight, halogen hopefulness, a pale comparison to the fervor and heat of the midday glow. The orange halo would do little to sate my appetite for the soft, trickling fingers of light that would peek their way just from beyond the distant silhouettes as the world began to wake. So these days, I seek the sun as it climbs to the heavens. There is a certain satisfaction in knowing that the day has just begun, that there is hope, there is promise of memories in the making in a world waiting to be woven into existence with threads of the seemingly mundane, of tenderness, of pain, and of joy. I look to the slowly growing light as a sign that I am moving toward a softness that will not leave. These days, I'm chasing sunrises, and you are the sweetest one I've seen by far.
Let's give it for Rick Of!
Wow.
Yo, that was the Untitled open mic. Yep, that's right, Joe. That's right. Let's make a big round of applause for all the homies who bless and grace the stage one more time. Yes, yes, yes. Another big shout out to Dragonfly Cafe. I also want to do one more big shout out to our homie Tim, who's been documenting and taking some lovely flickeronis throughout the evening. Y'all have been so sweet. Let's do another shout out for our lovely co-host Nikolai. Hey yo, hey yo. Yeah, we can't do this without our incredible team, our incredible volunteers, people who continue to contribute in many ways. First and third Wednesday, we are here. As mentioned, Connor earlier, we said we're going to do a head-to-head slam, a 2x5 invitational. Mill City Speaks, which is our slam team, against the homies up in Manchester, New Hampshire's Slam for Your Die. It's going to be a battle, all right? It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. So definitely come back in a couple of weeks. But until then, we definitely have a workshop next Tuesday. Connect with some poets if you're rocking with them. Hang out for a little bit. We're Lowell Poetry Wheel, Lowell Poetry Wheel on Instagram, lowellpoetry.com. Y'all been so sweet. Write your emails if you're trying to get emails. I don't know when's the last time we updated our email list, but write it down anyway. And thank y'all so much. It's been wonderful. All right. Gang, gang. Thank y'all so much. Y'all been sweet. Nikolai, want to say anything?
Just make sure you throw away your. Can you guys hear me? Yes. You can hear me better now. Just make sure you throw away your trash.
Only if you're a little bit meaner to me about it.
Throw away your trash.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you guys. I love you.
I'm gonna go to the light and I can somebody tell me to slow.